Hello, Dr. Hayes. I am here with my interview for my project, and I am interviewing Damaris Macias. She is the owner and founder of Glam by Damaris. Hi, Damaris. Thank you
Hi.
for doing this interview for me. And I'd like to just ask you to introduce yourself for before we start.
So my name is Damaris. I am a bridal makeup artist. This is my third year doing makeup artistry for weddings. I did go full time in May.
I'm going to start with some questions, and you also have a copy of the questions. How did you get started on this leadership journey with your company?
Well, it really began once I graduated from college and COVID happened. That really kind of turned my pathway to what I wanted to do after graduation. A lot of my friends started getting married, and I was always the friend that had makeup on and was very girly and glammed. So they started asking me to do weddings or to do their makeup for events, and I kind of saw that this passion could be a career or like a business, and so that's how I started. And it was a side hustle at the beginning. I just did it when I had time or when people would ask me, and now it's kind of it's become a full-fledged passion of mine, and that's kind of what inspired me to start this.
That is awesome. What challenges have you faced in your leadership, and how have you overcome them?
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge right now in my leadership is I'm my own boss, so that's a good thing and a bad thing. I have to be accountable to myself. I don't have a boss telling me what to do, so if I want something done, it has to be me that pushes myself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the biggest challenge, is that I am my own boss. So it's a blessing and a curse, but that's a challenge that I have to overcome daily.
Okay. How would you say that you do the actual overcome? How do you overcome that?
Yeah, I think definitely having a schedule, planning, um, making sure that I, set a list for myself of things that I need to do, whether that's social media marketing or answering emails or answering messages from vendors that I partner with in the city. So those kind of things, having just a list helps me.
So you have to be really intentional about it,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, definitely.
Wow. How do you continue growing as a leader?
Yeah, I think in this industry, inspiration is really important. Social media can be the biggest tool that we have right now in this kind of generation that we live in. So I'm definitely inspired by others, and that really helps.
How do you continue growing as a leader?
Okay. Yeah, social media really helps me grow as a leader. Just seeing other makeup artists that are freelancers. I am a freelancer. I didn't go to school for this. I learned by myself. I practiced on my own, and this is kind of how I was able to pick this up. So social media has definitely helped me with that.
With growing.
With growing.
That's awesome. Do you have a vision statement for your organization, and how did you develop it?
Yeah, my mission statement is my mission statement is elevating your God-given beauty, and that really just came from, of course, makeup artistry is putting makeup on to enhance features. But I really believe that God is the one that gives us the beauty from the inside out, and my job as a makeup artist is just to enhance those features with also the gift that He gave me of my hands and my artistry, my knowledge.
Wow. Do you have the support of your family, and has your leadership taken a toll on your family? If so, how have you dealt with that?
Yes, I definitely have support from my family. I'm very grateful. My husband helps me wash my brushes, which is the most annoying task of being a makeup artist, is having to clean and wash, disinfect everything. So my husband is definitely very supportive. My family is very supportive. They're always sharing my stuff on Instagram, and that word of mouth really goes a long way. So I definitely have support. It's definitely hard, my leadership, being a business owner, because I do work nonstop. My mind is nonstop. I'm always thinking of the next email I have to answer, or the next Instagram post I need to make. So that can take a toll sometimes on my time spent with family. Maybe I'm not right in the no or the now, but yeah.
How do you deal with that? How do you deal with that? That burden, or that stress that you're feeling.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a good balance. I try not to work on the weekends besides the weddings that I do, so I try not to answer emails, or so having that balance of work life and learning how to manage that has been a struggle, but I think I've gotten better at, okay, Monday I'm gonna take it off, Tuesday I'm gonna work from this time to this time. So yeah, that's the way that I kind of do it, is having that work-life balance.
How do you handle criticism?
Yeah, I've definitely learned how to handle it better. It is makeup artistry, I've learned, is not going to be for everyone. You're not going to be for everyone. I've learned that. And that's actually been very encouraging and helpful in this career, because I know my worth, I know what I do, and I know that the potential I have is what got me here. And so criticism is hard. I have had, brides or clients tell me that they don't like something, but I've learned not to take it personal. Not everybody, does this job or is used to looking a different way with makeup on. And so it has been hard. It's been a challenge, but the way I handle it is, I just know that I'm not going to be for everybody, and that kind of keeps me going instead of dwelling on the criticism.
Right. And I guess criticism also helps you reflect on whether or not you can improve something, right?
Yeah, and we are definitely like our worst critics, so I can leave something knowing, oh, I should have done this, or could have done better, or even if the bride's not satisfied. I've definitely had some of those, but yeah, it definitely gets you thinking. But yeah, I'm grateful for what I've learned in the criticism of others, for sure.
Are there moments that you have wanted to quit? If so, how do you deal with that, and what convinces you to stay?
Yeah, yes, quitting sometimes, especially during wedding season, quitting is something that sometimes comes to mind. Again, like I said, I am my own person right now. I do my own social media marketing. So it's a lot of work, and sometimes I think, oh, if I had a regular job, I wouldn't be as stressed, or I wouldn't be, my mind wouldn't be as, running all the time. So I definitely do think about it, but what keeps me staying is the passion that I have. I love that there's more pros than cons for me. I love that I am my own boss. It has that pro. I love meeting people, and also transforming their face and elevating their features. And it's a very satisfying feeling when somebody loves your work, and that kind of is the motive that keeps me to stay.
We had to read for class Leadership Goals by John Maxwell, and he talks about passion, that if you don't have it, you need to look for it. You need to find it, because that's going to be definitely a motivation to keep going. So it's awesome to hear hear you talk about your passion. Do you have someone who holds you accountable?
Yeah, I'm very grateful for this industry because I've met a lot of freelancers and a lot of business owners that are in the same boat as I am. I have a friend in particular that I call often when I need to make some serious business moves, or, maybe I want a second opinion about a situation or about a client, and she is definitely very honest with me and keeps me accountable and reminds me that, this is a business and a business also needs boundaries. And so I've learned that through her. So she definitely keeps me accountable, and I really admire her. So I'm very grateful for that relationship.
Good, that's good. How do you take your team to the top? How do you mentor and develop future leaders? And I know right now you said that you have no employees, but if you were to eventually you'll have your team, how would you take your team to the top? How would you develop them as leaders in this industry?
Yeah, I do want to hire a assistant next year, and hopefully I can do that. And I think the best thing is going to be just training them, just talking to them, kind of being honest, and also pointing out like ways that we can be better. And I think that's always the best for leadership, is encouraging one another to be the best that you can, and giving credit where it's due, being proud of. I'm hoping my assistant can kind of mimic a little bit of what I do and how my work is. And so I plan on training that person, and being a one-on-one makeup lessons, and that way they can assist me in weddings. And so I think taking them to the top will definitely come out of just working, practicing, and knowing that when we fail, we can still, keep going and get up and keep trying.
Right.
And of course, I know it's not going to be perfect, the training, but I have to realize that that's part of growing a business.
Right. How do you and your team, or how do you in this case, handle change, failure, and victories?
Yeah, I'm not good with change. Definitely, that's been a struggle. So when I went full time, that was really the Lord's timing for me. I was a tutor at a high school for 4 years, and that program ended in May. And so the change of going full time was scary, because I, as a business owner, sometimes you don't know how much you're going to make that month. It can change. There's not a lot of steady income in this. So change is definitely hard, but I just take it 1 month at a time. And I've definitely failed many times. But I've learned a lot from those mistakes. And of course, I have to give myself grace, because I'm going to keep failing. And I have to remind myself that that's part of having a business, and also the beginnings of what I'm learning as a business owner.
How about victories? How do you handle that?
Yeah, I'm very grateful. I set a goal for myself this year to reach 1,000 followers on Instagram. Right now I'm at 800. And so I'm hoping that in these next 2 months I can celebrate that victory. But regardless, I'm so grateful that I've gotten to 800. I started from 0. Like I didn't use my personal Instagram account. I built it from the ground up. And so I think it's just so crazy that 800 people follow me. And they're random people, but a lot of those random people watch my stuff and like my stuff, and so that's a victory already. That's a
victory for sure.
Yeah,
that's good to hear. And last, Damaris, can you please share some of your leadership rewards? What's been rewarding for you in this industry?
Yeah, definitely just being part of weddings is why I do this. I love that brides get so excited for their dress and their makeup, and that's part of why I love this. I'm girly as well, so I think that's my biggest reward, is just being part of such a special day for so many of these women, that they've looked forward to it since they were little. You know, it's fun to see them get transformed and then get in their dress, and so that's a big reward for me, is just being part of the day, being
that
part
big day
of that special moment. And I have so many brides that always thank me for just making their day more smooth and more easier, and that's really what drives me to keep doing this, is that I love being part of weddings and being part of their day. It's a special feeling.
Awesome. Damaris, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Yes, of course.
Dr. Hayes, this concludes the interview with Damaris Macias, the owner and founder of Glam by Damaris. Thank you.